Hello, Internet. Welcome to my channel. I'm Chameleon, and today I'd like to try something a little bit different. This is Abernathy Farms in Fallout 4. I've been working on this for a couple days. It's just a simple settlement build, but I wanted to show it off. There's Here's the main house. Ignore that for now. I haven't really done anything back here other than put a generator and this tractor. I figured, because it's a farm. I put this warehouse here. Not really sure what it's for. I haven't really decorated it yet. I haven't really done much back here. Wasn't really able to figure out what to do. It's also not really a lot down the side here, other than my water tanks. So this whole area back there and around the side of the house is empty. If anybody has any idea what I should put there, you can do it in the comments. I was thinking maybe something like a guard barracks or something, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I left the main field mostly intact. Just enclosed the entire thing on the wall. Got all the different crops here. Growing pen. I haven't really done anything too serious with the main house. Since I figured that's where the Abernathys live, so they can do what they want. But this here is a secondary gate to the main settlement. This whole main house is enclosed in its own gate. So I figured that the settlement gets overrun. The settlers who live over there can just come into the main house, close the gates, sort of like a medieval castle. But anyway, here's the main settlement. I've made this here like a little podium, like announcements and stuff if settlers need to gather for whatever reason. There's the secondary gate for provisioners. As you can see, I put a jump fence involved around basically the entire thing. I like to use the jump fences because they're more immersive. This whole thing is basically meant to be an immersive settlement. Stuff that the people could actually gather from the environment. That's why everything looks kind of ramshackle. But we got a bunch of little houses here. Just this one here, I rigged up so that I tried to make each of the apartments kind of unique. As you can see, there's a lot of verticality here, just because of the build limit here at Abernathy Farms to take advantage of the limit. I've set up stuff up here that I could add additional stories onto here and make it really ridiculously big, but I haven't gone around and done that yet. Maybe I would add another few stories. I wasn't sure how much it would drop my frame rate though. So my computer is pretty good so far, but I don't know how far I can actually push it. But if you're seeing a lot of the stuff here, it comes from a bunch of mods that I downloaded. The main ones being thematic and practical. Which, if I open the build really quick, scroll over this one has a lot of like post-war makeshift DIY type furniture in it, which I find, as I said, I like to be friendly as much as possible. Try to look like these are actual Wastelander abodes that they're building. The other one is OC Decorator, which probably a lot of people have already heard of if you've talked about modding for Fallout. just lets you make a bunch of statics. Pretty much any of the little random clutter items like bottles and cups and little boxes and stuff that you can find in the game. You can use OC Decorator to create them as like statics so that they can't be knocked over or moved by anything. Because if you try to arrange stuff like the normal items and you find in the game, a lot of times the settlers will just like knock them over and like they'll get scattered around. The other main mod that I use is Creative Clutter, which is also something similar to Thematic Practical, but it gives you a lot of these just random collections of objects, so you don't have to hand place all of them. And I like to make it so that all the little apartments look a little bit unique. This one here has like a little plank leading into it. Like, yeah, all the different parts. All the mismatched tile sets here is part of it as well. I like to make it look like these are basically people using what we have available. Got some posters on the wall here. This is part of my approach as well, is that a lot of these tile sets have holes in them. And what I did is I took mods that let you add planks and plywoods and stuff and posters, like had to like organically use that to cover up the holes in the walls, because that's what people would do in real life, is they would like try to paper over those holes if they could. So I put that in there. Other times I just let it go because I guess you could use that as window or filtration. I tried to keep it as also strategic, because it's as I said, I put a wall around the whole perimeter except for these buildings. The buildings don't have walls attached to the outside, or rather junk fences attached to the outside. So they act as fortifications, essentially. The walls link up to them. So I made sure that any walls that are placed on the exterior are more defensive, like they have the holes covered up. Or any holes can be used to like shoot through, for instance, if you imagine. This area over here, this one that I'm pointing at is basically the main residential area. Like most of the settlers live at this block here. With a handful of little facilities. This over here is more of like the commercial one. And this little room, you'll see it's noticeably Spartan, because I figure these are like basically an in room. Reason being is that if we come over here, this area over here is the tavern, essentially the main pub, essentially, where everybody gathers, stay drunk, and they have their own little kitchen here. I didn't put kitchen stuff in most of the buildings. I figured that most of the settlers are coming over here for this communal kitchen. It's because they have all their utensils and cups and plates and everything they need right here, so they don't have to clutter up their rooms with it. And then if they come up here, they've got this little bar where they can buy alcohol or food that's been prepared by whoever. That they can sit in these little cubic pubbies, little immersive chairs made of like crates and everything, magazines and stuff. But this is their little bar area. It's like a little tavern. And like I said, right across from the tavern, standard RPG, you have your inn, where travelers that come to the settlement, they can rent a room. You have a double room down here. This would probably be the more expensive suite. It's like you just put your stuff here. You just sit there, have some coffee or whatever. But the other room, so there's two rooms. There's one downstairs, and then there's one up here, both for like guests. It's like guest rooms. That's why they're so sparse. They don't have to major decorations in them, just what you need, because you bring your own stuff with you. And another thing that I did is I made sure these have a lot of windows on them, just for a little subtle hint that if you are a guest that you come to the settlement to stay, they're going to be watching you. Like, you're not going to be able to get away with a lot of shit, because this is the post-apocalypse, and they want to make sure you're not doing anything sketchy. So that's that one. The other main facility here, other than this, did I do this bedroom up here? No. Okay, yeah. So there's just another little bedroom here. A few unique accoutrements. But down here we have the workshop. This is where they have all of their major workbenches. You got the chemistry bench here, some tools, all a scavenging station, all kinds of paint mixer, ladders, like everything they would need, make random repairs and modifications. Here we have a little greenhouse with some gardening stuff, just in case. I figure this is where they can keep most of this stuff for the main farm up there, extra storage space, or, they could grow some hydroponics up here. Maybe some extra crops down here in case the main farm has trouble, just as a backup. Some extra little herbs and stuff that they don't have for the main garden. Like, a lot of these things could probably be like herbs and spices that you have, mushrooms that you wouldn't devote a whole plot to. But that's basically what that is, just a little greenhouse area. And up here, we got, this here is the jail, or the police station, quote unquote. That's where you have your sheriff, your stuff gets confiscated, put in there. All those police files and everything. And this is the jail, that's the lockup. Just basic sink and toilet, a couple mattresses. It's where you get thrown if you break the law. This here's just your, this here is, I'm probably gonna put the artillery up here once I get access to the artillery for the Minutemen. Haven't gone through that quest yet. But here's like just a little armory for the guards that stand up here. A couple of suits of power armor for emergencies, guns, basic armor, some random equipment. Just for the guards or whatever, or anybody who needs to come up here, they have to defend the settlement. Next to the guard station, and some slowdown. I've gone through probably like 3 or 4 build limit things by this point. I got this mod where, like, when you reach the build limit, it just resets it. So I've gone through like 4 of them by this point. That's why I'm dropping Swift Rains here and there. But just this here is just a little communal area. I haven't put any benches down, but this basically be like a town square type thing. I might put some benches over here, but that they're up there as well. That's why there were some benches and chairs up there. Just a little communal area where you could grab a butt and some smokes and Nuka-Colas. But we have the main, like I said, commercial area. Here's the clinic, big signage letting you know. Got some just basic stuff. Probably should have patched that up, but whatever. But just some basic clinic stuff. I don't have any settlers assigned right now, but just, you could buy some goods, have a doctor come and look at you. We have down here. Probably going to put guard mat or something, or maybe a turret up here. Or what I was thinking is once I do the Automatron DLC, I could put some turrets up here, those light ones. I want the spotlight turrets. Well, but this here is the clothing store. As you can see, it's apparel, ammo, and weapons. Just a store for various clothing items, armor. Got some mannequins there. So this is where your travelers would come to buy clothes or armor. Maybe outfit the people that are here. And then here's just the armor, or the weapons rather. Got a various display of grenades and various mines, all kinds of weapons. Uh, so that there's your gun store, your ammo store. And another mod I downloaded is working ladders, which I'm very surprised are not a thing in like Bethesda games, except for Starfield, I guess. It's kind of that lightning is that's another mod. Which one was it? It was, I think, True Storms. I think it's True Storms that I have downloaded. But anyway, ladder. Ignore my floating flashlight. That's a little combat drone. Yeah, that's what that is. That's totally not a glitch. Immersion. Yeah. So anyway, this is here a little lounge. I had some initial trouble trying to figure out what I wanted to make this, just because I already have a greenhouse area over there. So I figured, this is a nice place with windows and such. Nice view of the area. This could be like a recreation place where they could just sit and chill, have a smoke, read some magazines, play the banjo, listen to music, just hang out after a nice hard day's work. So that's what that is. Maybe. And you'll also may notice that there are no bathrooms in any of those apartments that I showed off. That's because I have a whole bathroom over here where we have also a little laundry and water fountain, a little rack to put laundry in. I probably could have decorated this a little more. I'm just still working on it. But, got room 6, lockers. I could put some showers in here too. I was gonna do that. I think I was gonna put that in a different place. Maybe I could add on. But anyway, there's a bathroom. Yep. So this is just all communal bathrooms. Everybody, all the settlers come in and use this. It's unisex. Oh. Yeah. So that's there. Oh. And the other ladder over here. This was another place I was thinking about. And I decided, since it's right above the clinic and right next to the weapon shop, this is basically like a little storage room for all the meds, chems, maybe some weapons and ammo, some things here and there, just basically contraband, and that this door here would be locked. Should be locked. I think there's a mod that actually lets you lock doors, but I haven't downloaded it yet. But anyway, this would basically be like a little storeroom for the clinic downstairs and the weapon shop over here. Mostly the clinic, but they would just lock that door so that the chem fiends can't come in and like steal all the meds and shit. So that would be the basic idea of this thing. Oh. And the only other thing over here is, oh, that's really dropping frames. There's another ladder over here just leading up to the roof. There's not really anything on here. Like I said, if I wanted to, I could put in another story up over here. Maybe another, actually, you know what? I could put in a shower up top there or something, but then they'd have to climb all the way up here in order to take a bath. I don't know, I'll think about it. But anyway, this is mostly just to rig up the power conduits. Figure if anybody needs to make repairs, they could come up here, that ladder. So yeah. And then the only other thing is around here in this store is like a little nursery for little kids. Like Oh, that's another thing I should add is a little schoolhouse. Just thinking about that. Maybe I can put one over there. But yeah, if anybody has any ideas about what else I could do with this, or just figured I'd make a little build video. I haven't seen a lot about Abernathy Farms, just because I guess it's difficult because of the slanted build surface. That's why I made it like this. It's sort of like kind of like a Shanghai type or like China inspiration where you have this like verticality. And that's what I was basically going for, is that everybody's living on top of each other. But yeah, that's basically what I did here. And the only other part of this is the main house up there. Like I said, I didn't really change too much because I figured this is where the Abernathys live. They can do whatever they want with their house. But what I did do is up here, I finished off the roof. And what I did is I made this staircase going up to a second level, which I haven't really built out. I don't know. Got to figure out what I'm going to put up here. It's not as immersive as I'd like, just because they have these metal parts going through the walls, but there's not really much I can do about it. We can sort of imagine that they built all this stuff like around the beams, so that. And what I did is I put this ladder going straight up. For whatever reason, there's like some clipping issues, so I couldn't add another second story up here. But what I could do, for whatever reason, is add a third story, because there's like a threshold over here where once you get past it, it opens up the collision. So if I go like down there, you basically can't move. But I made myself a little lodge up here. Figure this is where I, as the mayor of the settlement, just come to just overlook the whole thing. Nice weather graphics from that mod. True Storms, I think it is. I'll put the mods that I'm using in the description. But yeah, this is my little loft. And see if I can actually. Yeah. I don't know if I can. Okay. Well, yeah, I had to use the ladder because the it bypasses the threshold of the invisible wall of the collision. But yeah, so that is it. That is my Abernathy Farms build in progress. There's still some things I'm doing. I did tidy up some of the chunk wrap. There's some junk from this wrapping. What is really useful, another mod that's very useful, is a mod called Scrap Everything, where you can just get rid of all the random junk and stuff running around. Even bushes, you'll notice I have green grass and everything. But yeah. So if anybody in the comments has any ideas about what I should do back here, place the hole open all the way. Or over here. Maybe I'll put a little schoolhouse here. I don't know if there'll be enough room. Maybe a bathhouse. Maybe a schoolhouse and a bathhouse. I don't. Well, yeah, actually, maybe because there is water right here, it makes sense that the bathhouse be next to water conveyors. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Have any ideas about what I could do with this? And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know if you want to see more build videos. I've been working on some other settlements. So yeah, that's it.